Great day, family. I'm still waiting for the chat to come up. We're going to send out the black signal. Get some of this stuff up off of the system. Black signal is going out. Okay. Boom. There we go. We got the alarm from Facebook that we up. Let's see if the black signal is going to work for us this morning. Got another black signal going out. Let everybody know that we are 6 days away from the Giami Journey Mall. Man, I'm excited. Hopefully you've seen the commercial. Got a few things to talk about, but we have to get up. We have to get up early on this Imani. Excuse me. Let me plug in my mic. We had to get up. We had to get it in early this morning because we got Divine Conversations this morning from 10 to 12 over at 1409 East Livingston Avenue, also known as APDS. You can look up APDS. We will be in the house. The young people will be finishing up what they started last 2 weeks ago, 2 Imanis ago. So we had the speakers that was there. Maybe it might be some more young people might come to join the Divine Conversation today. But last week we had Brother Levon, did an outstanding job. Brother Kaikis, outstanding job. And Brother Cleveland, he did his thing. Outstanding job once again. So we're going to see what these young people are going to bring for us today as far as the conversation. Get to ask questions about what they presented last week or just general conversation. And speaking of general conversation, that's what we're going to be able to have on the journey today. But I can't get the chat up for some reason. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's getting stupid. It's getting kind of hectic. You know what I'm saying? So we up, and I can see what's popping off on my Hootsuite, at least for now. I don't know about the chats and stuff, but I don't know if the black signal hit yet. The black signal hit. Somebody hit me up on Giami Journey timeline. Let me know. Giami Journey Media's timeline, right? Because that belongs to the family. So we got a few things to talk about, but we're going to get this toast up out the way. So, we got to start off how we always do. First off, family, I want to welcome you. To the place where your hustle builds muscle. The congregation of the mighty. This is Giami Journey Media. Good job, Anime. I love it when she ready to go. This is a Heart of a Simmer production. Of course, this is a daily toast. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, in. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Got it? Pour, breathe, drink, eat, move. Stay healthy, of course. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Break down. Drink it up. Drink, drink. Come on. Drink, 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 drink. Did that count? Did I beat it? Man. I will say one thing about the copper, because we spoke about the copper yesterday. The water do taste a little bit better. I left some water in the cup all night and drank a little bit before, so I drank a little bit more. And the water actually does taste a little bit better. You know, it could just be psychological, but hell, you know, the mind can make a lot of shit happen. Make the mind feel good. So what we gonna do? My chat is still not up, family. I apologize. So I don't know how many. Well, I mean, I could check. Let me see if there's anybody in the house with us right now. Okay. We doing pretty good today. Shouts out to all those on Giammi Journey. Shouts out. Well, we got one person on Giammi Journey. Shouts out to the people on my Facebook page. Shouts out to the people that are looking on YouTube. I'm still trying to get my Restreamio up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to blank it out. I'm going to cancel it. And I am going to go and reload it. I'm going to try to reload the page to see if I get my chat going. But if not, what we're about to do, we're about to start our toast. We're gonna get the toast up and popping, and then we can have conversation, because once again, we are having divine conversations over at 1409 East Livingston. That's also known as APDS. Divine conversations led by the young folks. You know what I'm saying? So come, ask some of the young people in the community questions, and, you know, because about their interest. They did a excellent job with the per onk last month. 2 weeks ago. 2 Imanis ago. And, I love supporting the young people. Getting them to where they could present, and, make their mistakes when they, get them to do things so that they can make as many mistakes as they possibly can right now, as far as their speaking and stuff like that. They're going to make other mistakes, but if we get them in the habit of being able to present now, when they get older, it'll be nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, when one of them need to take over the Daily Toaster show, it'll be nothing. When one of them need to run for office and need to get speeches together, it'll be nothing. When they need to make a presentation for some major business deals, it will be nothing. So once again, come out and support the young people at the Per Ankh. No, it ain't the Per Ankh. It's Divine Conversation. It's Divine Conversation at 1409 East Livingston. Also, after I get done, porn lines will be open because we got a few things that we're going to discuss. Of course, everything is already posted up on Geometry Journey timeline, and I could try to make some sense out of it. Now, what I have to do is figure out how to unclutter the Geometry Journey timeline. Well, I ain't gonna call it clutter because I might have to stop sending signals out to it because it's kind of hard to pull the newsletter together when all that stuff is up there. Well, actually, it's not. So I'm gonna leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. So right now, what I got is an experiment here. So I just got the tea sitting up in here, some tea sitting up in here. Of course, my daughter's got. Y'all see my daughter try to make me a salad yesterday, and put a hot dog in my salad to check and see if I really didn't eat hot dogs. I guess I could be mad, but I call that experimentation. I guess she was experimenting to see if what her dad was telling her was true. Hopefully I proved that I don't eat hot dogs. I don't have my ladle, so I'm going to have to use my cup. So we're going to pour this in here. So family, for those that are new to the toast, what we do is, first off, we got to take care of ourselves. So we start off with the drinking water. And that song came about, I was just, as usual, experimenting, fooling around. And I just said, all right, cool. Because every day before we take our toast, the chat is up, family. So if y'all want to throw up some comments, you can. Let me know who in the house. Before we toast, because the rules is we start our day off with water, right? Even if you ain't doing a toast, I would suggest that you start off the day with some water. I start off with at least 33 ounces, but y'all been watching me kill 50 ounces just in that song, right? But the song came about, to kind of help encourage and give people a reminder, because one of the most important things as far as our health is proper breathing, conscious breathing, water, right? Water. Well, let's just say the 4 pillars of health: breathing, good water, culturally appropriate food, and movement, right? In the song, I cover everything but food. Breathe, drink, move, toast, right? So we got to take care of ourselves before we can take care of our ancestors, right? We got to look out for our ancestors. And we put the show together so that we can go on and celebrate our personal ancestors. Because like in a lot of libation circles, I got tired of people just being able to name off all of these great historical figures. But when it came time for our personal ancestors, right, it would get kind of, we spend 5 minutes on everybody trying to out-historical each other, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to personal ancestors, you might have 1 or 2 who will be able to run down a family line. And then I started noticing with the young people that I work with, they don't know their family line. So they don't know what they come from, right? And that's a form of amnesia, right? Our ancestors, yes, they toasted their ancestors as well, but the piece that I like to stress is that we know that they toasted their personal ancestors. It was the personal ancestors that gave them the direct link to the Creator. Your personal ancestors give you the direct link to your Creator, so it's important that you celebrate them and you uplift them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, especially the ones that were good to you and while they were here. Brother Kwame say, you don't eat until you get hungry. Like Grandma used to say, right? I don't eat hot dogs. So my grandma told me that too when I told her I was no longer eating pork. When I first stopped, I went there to see my grandma. And she made me a sandwich. I said, well, Grandma, I don't eat pork no more. She said, you don't eat pork? I said, yeah, I don't eat pork. She said, you will after you see the price of turkey bologna. You know, this one, turkey bologna was expensive. I said, okay. You know, but that's one of my ancestral stories. So here we go. First, we toast our creator by whatever name you choose to call the creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that creator and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to the list that has been compiled through I think we on our 3-year journey. Hopefully your ancestors on the list. If not, you need to go on and you can type them in the message now, and hopefully I get them. And also, you could put them on. You can message us at Giami Journey Media on our Facebook page. All right, or you could join the Black Signal as well. You could text GNJ to 25456. Once again, you could text GNJ to 25456 and get on the Black Signal. That'll allow you to text us, and we will get your text. I try to check those at least weekly so I can make sure, because, you know, there's a lot of text that we sending out. All right, so first, we want to start off with our ancestors. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robin and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Pendergast, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fee, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, Nomo X, Pet Mott Rob, Malika Pacour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bropro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Hayes, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulley and the Luxter brothers, Miss Edith Brooke Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Dorton, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Barry Beatty, Sarah Welly, B. the Farmer, Augusto Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thorne, Richard Thorne, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, May Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatet Wellman, Brad Douglas Triggs Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas Alula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Footer, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Delamont Arias, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, Aisha S. Alberta Woods. Okay, I'll add them. Give me a second. William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Besigi Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, Depretis Hines, Ines Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winter Freeze, Cannonberry, Wilson Hadley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Atwood Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleaves, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hat Senior Mally Miller, Housie Matt Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Alvis Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Ellerton Houston, Lud Oz, Elijah Oz, Jerome Oz, Henry West Staton, Joe Jamel Oz, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bet Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Leroy Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rishon Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Let's see. I just add this to your current. All right. We continue. Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. Shouts out to Aunt Sis. Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James, Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac, Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacy Trice, Denisa Gore, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled Isin, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods. Okay, I put them in the wrong place. Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gatt, Sharifa. So we raise our glass to our ancestors on our list, and we salute them, and we say Ashe. From their family, where do we go? We move to the present moment, and we are on Imani. So I'm asking everybody to activate those reticular formations, seek out Imani, find it, take a picture of it, post it, write a message about it, whatever. Post it up on Giami Journey, the page, so that we can share with the world. We have to make it a effort. We got to make the effort to seek out and find our principles every day in our community. So Imani, for those that don't speak the language, Imani means faith. The meiotic principle today is harmony. The M7 is trust. The color is red. Gender is the Hermetic law today. Male name for the day is Quasi. Shouts out to all the Quasis. And female name is Akosua. Right? So we lift up our glass and we salute this moment, because the moment is all we got. And this is where we maintain and hold our pact with our ancestors and our future generations. So we raise up our glass to take advantage of this movement, to remind ourselves to take advantage of this moment and build. And we say Ashe. From their family, we move from this moment into the future, and our children's children on to infinity. We are building the foundation upon which they will stand. Right? We will become the fertilizer from which they grow. Hopefully you're healthy fertilizer, right? You don't burn their roots. We lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From their family, we move to all of our relations, and we toast all of our relations, and we say Ashe. From there, we move on to that momentary, this is your moment right now. What is it that you need to make this moment great? We lift up our glass and we say Ashe. Last but not least, family, I toast the most magnificent, marvelous, beautiful, uplifting, strong, empowering, unifying, determined, responsible, cooperative, purposeful, on purpose, let's just say that, creative, faithful person in the room. You know what that is? Don't look away now, it's you. I toast you and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. I see what you're doing here. I see what y'all doing, yeah. This is the green tea that I'm using to make. Shouts out to Miss Deion Watson. This is the tea that I'm using to make this batch of ambrosia. Yes, baby. Me and Clee came up with a new mixing process so that we can have the honey distributed a little bit more balanced throughout the whole thing. So hopefully we'll be able to have some simple samples by Ujima so that we could go and start bottling it up. You know what I'm saying? Let it breathe so that when the mall pops off, I'll be walking in with those jugs. Yes. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a couple of minutes. I'm going to post up the number for call-ins so that we can have a discussion. If not, I got a couple of things I want to cover. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it's your show as well as my show, so let's go and enjoy it. We can agree, we could disagree, we could fall out. As long as we know that we tried and we always got to come back. You know what I'm saying? We always got to come back, right? So let me put up a little bit of music for a second. Give people time. I know what I want to play. Y'all know what it is. Those that have been coming around, because Storm gave me some tracks, and this one song, I still got to ask Storm about it.
To my stomach and I get better. When I left you, I thought I'd be cool. I told myself I was over you, but I was lying to my teeth. I started crying immediately. I'm not a kid, I'm begging you. Come and help me get into you ain't been standing next to me. I can't even stay on beat. I need you standing next to me. I can't even keep my feet. I'm fading slowly. I lost my voice, I barely breathe. My pulse is slow and my heart is losing speed. I'm pitiful, you stand alone, and you're not helping me up. I'm bound too far. What can I do? What can I say to make you believe I really changed? I'm out of screen. I'm begging you, please come and help me find my groove. You ain't been standing next to me. I need to stay on you.
A new beat, yes. I think I want some new sheets, and ooh, I think I want a new dime. See, you played me for the last time.
What am I supposed to do?
Yes, I think I found a new girl. You,
Little man, I love something,
baby. You did
love. I won't even wash my sheets.
I don't miss you, baby.
Miss you. Can you please come?
All right. Call-in lines are open at 614-556-4535. What is it again, Sasha?
614.
Uh-huh.
2.
No, 614-556-45. Is you gonna
4535.
thank you. 614-556.
4535.
It's real life here, Giammi Journey. It's real life. 614-556-4535. All right. So lines are open until somebody call in. You know, we got a couple of minutes before I have to get up off here because we gotta get clean ready. Hopefully y'all saw the commercial we posted up about the G&J Mall coming up. I got an article up about new evidence reaffirms how important the gut microbiome is to our overall health. Now, those that remember the history of Giammi Journey Media, as far as the doing the show, one of the things that we also started was like when you toast, we're toasting with a health drink. And I toast all the time. I try to with some ambrosia. Now, this is not the ambrosia. This is the tea that creates the ambrosia. But one of the things that I started finding in my research was that a lot of the diseases that we see popping up, especially these autoimmune diseases, are issues that are related in some form or fashion to gut health. This is why I started brewing, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, wow, I'm hearing a lot about these microbes, these bacteria and yeast in the gut, this microbiome, and it was a growing movement about this thing, right? You know, I'm looking at it, so you know, I said, dude, I need to share this information, you know, as well as some of my personal crazy experiments. So let's go down here and let's talk a little bit about this gut health stuff, right? Okay, they are always trying to get Brother Hatim to subscribe to something. All right. Here we go. To say that we love gut health and Mind Body Green, and this is from Mind Body Green, Mind Body Green Health, posted March 23rd. Mind Body Green would be an understatement. We're always down to learn about new research around it or try specific diets to improve it, all in the name of diversifying gut microbiome. Gut health is a crucial component of our health after our health after all, and it can affect everything from our digestion to our mental health. Each year, the American Gastroenterological Association hosts their Gut Microbiota for Health World Summit, happening this Sunday in Miami. All right, let's skip that. The goal of the summit is to deliver the latest evidence on the interaction between diet, nutrition, and gut microbiome. You can't escape it. All right, so now let's go and look at some of the findings. They had 3 of them. There's a new pathway to control inflammation in the gut. All right. A study conducted by the University of Massachusetts Medical School identified a new pathway controlling inflammation in the gut that is dependent on P-glycoprotein, which works to block neutrophils from infiltrating the intestine and causing inflammation. While they may sound super sciencey, this study has major implications for people who suffer from irritable bowel disease, given the neutrophil infiltration is a key characteristic of it. Now, that irritable bowel disease is one that's starting to become prominent with us. Irritable bowel disease. And it all stems back to the gut health. Now, we got to understand that we're not just talking about a stomach ache, family. Listen to me. When we talk about gut health, I want you to understand this. When we talk about the microbiome, what we're talking about is this is a whole nother organism, a whole nother group of organisms that are working together to either keep you together or to tear your ass apart. Now, by you introducing healthy yeast and bacteria into your system, you empower this microbiome by you eating the type of foods that feed the healthy parts of your microbiome, right? You increase your health. You increase your ability to live a long and healthy life. They have connected Alzheimer's. You know what I'm saying? They have connected hell, let's just put it this way. The microbiome not only is about the stomach, it's not only about the gut, but they found neurons in your gut. Major neurons, major brain neurons. So what we're finding out is that your microbiome not only controls how you feel, it also contributes heavily to what you think, how you are emotionally. So this is some real stuff here, right? Diet may help prevent C. diff infections in high-risk population. The next study from the University of Colorado, Ancestor Medical Campus, the Children's Hospital, Colorado, looked at the impact of diet on susceptible on susceptibility to Clostridial difficile infection. Y'all got to go on and read this. Yes, another science term that may sound like it doesn't apply to you, but it's actually a potential life-threatening infection affecting more than 500,000 people in the U.S. each year. Even more alarming is that the study showed that when mice were fed a Western diet, high fat, low fiber. I got something on the timeline about low fiber, right? It created a gut environment where the C. diff infection could thrive. In other words, this is more evidence showing that our diets and gut environments can influence our probability of developing a disease, and that changing our diet can play a role in disease prevention. Last one, prebiotics may prevent the effects of radiation treatment. Perhaps the most exciting news is that the research behind the power of prebiotics is expanding. This study, now you got probiotics, you got prebiotics. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. This study found that the reduced oral nutrition contributes to gastrointestinal toxicity of total body irradiation via changes to the microbiome. In short, the study indicates the potential of a nutrition-based intervention like prebiotics in patients treated for hematologic cancers, another notable development for functioning medicine. Needless to say, we're more intrigued and optimistic than ever about the future of gut health, and we look forward to seeing what come of these studies. Here's hoping for more research on reducing inflammation, eradicating disease, and improving the overall health of humanity. That gut health, right? And a lot of this stuff you can create in your own home. Right now, I was just at the health store the other day, and I know people was like, when I first started talking about this, I know that damn washer. It's real life here, Gianni Journey, right? That damn washer.
Why didn't you change the washer?
Sister Kim is traveling. Greeting from Dakar. Sister Kim is in Dakar, Senegal. Can't call in. I'm traveling for my spring bee. Can call in traveling. Okay. All right. So, next step. Let's go to the next article. Because I got one on here about the fiber. I want to get into that real quick. But, like I said, I attend YouTube University. And one of my favorite authors is a brother by the name Nicholas Talib. Kind of arrogant. Very arrogant, actually. But this dude wrote a book called Anti-Fragile. Wrote a book called Skin in the Game. Wrote a book called The Black Swan. And he's giving it up. So, yesterday, I just happened to stop on one of my pieces because he talk a lot about the economies and stuff like this, and he be going through studies and finding good information. And one of the things he likes to use what he call heuristics, rules of thumb, things that have been proven and that you could take from people who actually did what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take advice, the best advice in a sense to take is from those who actually have skin in the game, right? And he put a quote up. He said, "He who shall benefit from a thing should own the risk." Basically means having skin in the game. So he who shall benefit from a thing should own the risk. So now what he's saying is a major problem with our economic system is that you have individuals who are able to take big risks, take big risks and transfer that risk to large amounts of people and only reap the benefits. So actually a lot of these brilliant people that we talk about as far as hedge funds traders, what they do is, and you saw in a sense in 2008 with the housing crash, they took all this risk, but they did not suffer from the risk. other people suffered. And basically what he's saying is, from ancient times, there were rules that made sure that anybody that was doing risky things had to suffer the consequences. Like, for example, he pulls from the Hammurabi Code, where it's like, if you build a house and the house collapses and kills somebody, you gonna die. If you're the architect and you build a house and that house collapses on somebody, then your life is taken. You know what I'm saying? So you had to be good at what you did. You couldn't just be out here just spouting off shit like some of us could do here. And a lot of us, we want to live our life with all the benefits, but not taking risks. And this gets back to what we talk about in Giami all the time, that relationship. I want you to understand that relationship that's held up by those 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and reciprocity. We got to understand that if any one of those are not there, there's no relationship. And a lot of us, we want relationships without respect. We want relationships without responsibility, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen like that. So, but what really caught my mind with what he's talking about is that, like, for example, when we throw events, what I'm noticing is we have very few people that are willing to take the risk. Please hear me. We have few people in our community that want to take the risk, but yet they want guaranteed benefits from it. And in order for us to really build a community, we have to have people who are willing to take risk. That's the only, you know what I'm saying? We have to, you know what I'm saying? This whole conversation about reparations is about taking risks. And he said something else, and I got it, it's posted up. I had a video posted up on my timeline. He also talks about how minorities run shit. How small groups run shit. And this is the example he used. He said he had some of his Jewish friends over one day, and he didn't have anything kosher for them to drink, right? You know, they strict Hebrews, strict Jews. So he didn't have nothing kosher to offer them. And he told him, he said, I apologize, all I got is water, I don't have anything kosher for you to drink. And he said, you got pop? He said, yeah. He said, we could drink that. He said, that's not kosher. He said, yes, it is. Look at it. And he said, after this, he started looking into how minorities take over systems. Because when you look at it, think about this. Jews are a small population and people that practice the kosher lifestyle are a small minority group. But yet, in order to keep that small minority group, the overall society goes out of its way, because it's easier to just make everything kosher because it don't change anything, and you are able to get everybody satisfied. Just the same thing. I'm old enough to remember when you used to get on a plane, they used to give you a pack of peanuts. They don't do that shit no more. Why? Because a small minority of people are allergic to peanuts. So to avoid that risk, the companies will just, we're just going to eliminate taking all the peanuts off the damn plane. Now, what that tells me is, family, for those of you that's out here talking about, the whole reparation argument is no good. No, there's ain't enough of us. Some bullshit. Minorities run the world. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just easier to give the small group what they want so that everybody get along, right? So the video's there. You can check it out for yourself. He's talking about skin in the game. As a matter of fact, I think I need to go on and get that book. Let's see. Ain't nobody calling in. Once again, the call-in number, just in case you don't know, it's posted all up on my timeline. So now, I've been looking for this video for a long time. And it's the puppet. It's the puppet and the puppet master. I was looking for it for like, it's been over 10 years I wanted this video. And the whole video, actually, you're right. You know what I'm saying? It was before Cleveland was born. So it's actually been longer than that. So you're right, Sasha. It might be about 15 years I've been looking for this damn thing. Maybe even longer than that. Well, anyway, and it's a perfect depiction. It's on the Geometry Journey timeline. It's a perfect example of what it feels like to become conscious. You have this white magician that's working with this puppet, and he has the puppet on the string, but then all of a sudden the puppet looks up and starts to realize that it's a puppet on the string, and it sees it controlling him, and eventually start picking up the strings, and the puppet master grabbed the string and tried to give it back to the puppet, and the puppet like, no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So the puppet basically separates all the chords from himself. Brilliant concept, and it's thought provoking. So go and check out the video. Let me know what you think. Let me get down here to this last piece. Let's see. Those that are on Geometry Journey, your articles are due. The articles are due. I need to be putting together the newsletter so that we can have the newsletter ready to go out right after the G&J Mall. This time I will, because we're a little bit more organized, I'm going to be able to go around and interview everybody. I want to be able to interview everybody and post your stuff up on our Instagram, you know what I'm saying, and get it up on Geometry Journey so that people know that you are a supporter. You are a supporter. As a matter of fact, if there's any vendors out there that want to talk about your stuff, call in 614-556-4535. Speak now or hold your peace until next week. You know what I'm saying? Because I see, let me see. I see Sister Aisha on here. Actually, she might be the only vendor on there. Charlotte may be in Senegal come this December. That's sent out to Sister Kim. He said Charlotte may be in Senegal come this December. Okay. All right. So let's get to this other article, and we're done. Of course, y'all know Geometry Journey Mall is coming. Family, we also gonna have the movie night next week. And man, this White Man Burden can't find it. It's hard to find, so we're trying to get it. So I got it ordered now. It's supposed to be here. I'm just hoping. I don't want to be having egg on my face. There's a nice video up on here called Student versus Teacher. Great one by Prince EA. Go and check that out if you get a chance. Now, for those that don't know, Disney bought Fox. Right? I mean, this is one of the issues with the whole wealth calcification piece, because now what happens is you got wealth come together and freezing. So we got big companies buying bigger companies for billions of dollars and kind of taking hold and controlling whole markets. I don't know if y'all know how vast Disney is. How many, some of the channels and shit you watching, but now they done bought another big studio. Right? Which in a sense is very threatening, but then it also lets you know the limits of the limits of our wealth. Right? Because we can't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We would have to pull all the money of all the black people, and we still probably wouldn't have enough money to pull that shit off. But yet there's individuals and groups and companies that have been using resources that they earned when we were not able to compete, that they earned when we were capital, right? And they are able to reinvest that money and keep it froze up at the top. So you see shit like Disney coming together. If it don't get something moving in you, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Where they get all that money from? Come on now. I want y'all, we got it. All right, here we go. And this the last one and I'm out. Uh-oh, it done froze on me. All right, boom, boom, boom. Where we at? There we go. And after this, I will shut it down because me and Cleve about to get up out of here. For those that want to call in, unless somebody call in, 614-556-4535. So this is from Vox, one of my favorite online news places. Nearly all Americans fail to eat enough of this actual superfood. Nearly all Americans fail to eat enough of this actual superfood. Listen. Excuse me, Sasha. While we obsess about carbs and protein, we ignored fiber at our peril. When we fret about the deterioration of the American diet, we tend to focus on the excessive amounts of sugar, salt, and calories we're now eating. What we don't talk about, an important ingredient that's going missing as we've been filling our plates with more chicken and cheese, fiber. Only 5% of the people in the U.S. meet the Institute of Medicine's recommended daily target of 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men. That amounts to a population-wide deficiency, what nutritionists call a fiber gap. People are so busy avoiding carbs, they forget that these foods give them important dietary complements. Oh, my fault. Dietary components, said nutritionist Julie Jones of St. Catherine University. Fiber is the closest thing we have to a true superfood or super nutrient since it's part of so many different foods. Eating a fiber-rich diet is associated with better gastrointestinal health, that's working with that microbiome, and a reduced risk of heart attacks, strokes, high cholesterol, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers. That's because fiber is amazingly helpful in many ways. It slows the absorption of glucose, which evens out our blood sugar levels and also lowers cholesterol and inflammation. Now, that's one of the things that, we talked about a while ago, the dangers of juicing. Juicing is good, don't get me wrong. You can get energy boosts and stuff like that. But when we juice, what we do is we extract the sugar, we extract the fructose in the form of that juice, but we don't have the fiber with it. So a lot of times we're doing the juicing thinking that we're doing something healthy, but in many cases we are putting straight fructose, which is basically a form of sugar, without any dietary mechanism, without any fiber that helps our intestines and helps our body get rid of some of that, or it slows down the absorption and balances out that straight sugar. So we got to be careful about that. All right, here we go. Where was we at? Even some cats, that's because fiber is amazingly helpful in many ways. It slows the absorption of glucose, which evens out our blood sugar levels and also lowers cholesterol and inflammation. These benefits grow the more fiber people eat. In a recent Lancet review of 185 studies and 58 clinical trials, researchers found that 1,000 people transitioned from a low fiber diet, under 15 grams per day, to a high fiber diet of 25 to 29 grams per day. They prevent 13 deaths and 6 cases of heart disease. If fiber were a drug, we'd be all over it. But the average American gets 16 grams per day, half of what you should be eating. A big reason for that has to do with what we now eat. Instead of munching on fruits and vegetables, beans, nuts, and seeds, more than half of the calories Americans consume come from ultra-processed foods. On any given day, Nearly 40% of Americans eat fast food. These prepared and processed meals tend to be low in fiber or even fiber-free. A cup of cooked oatmeal has 4 grams of fiber and a pear has 6 grams, while a McDonald's hamburger has 1 gram and a soda has none. This pattern of eating is not just leading to weight gain and obesity-related health issues, it's hurting our gastrointestinal health in ways researchers are only beginning to understand. That's because fiber benefits are a lot more complicated than our prune-peddling moms and grandmothers appreciated. Y'all, my grandma said we were fibered up. Alright, fiber doesn't just help us poop better. It also nourishes our gut microbiome. 2 unrelated articles, family. 2 unrelated articles. Listen, the science, while still pretty nascent, is fascinating, and it points to the fact that the fiber gap may be even more damaging than we realize. There are many different types of fibers, and they do different things in our gut. To think of fiber as just Metamucil and bran cereal is to do its complexity a disservice. Fiber, or fibers, as the researchers who study it say, is a group of different kinds of plant-based carbohydrates that affect our gastrointestinal tract in myriad ways. The big difference between fiber and other carbs like starches and sugar is that we can directly digest or absorb it, and some fiber types can only be broken down by the gut microbiome, the ecology of trillions of diverse bacteria lining our intestine and colon. Scientists have learned over the years that fiber can be soluble, meaning it dissolves in water, viscose, gel-forming, or fermentable. Bacteria can metabolize it, and they're just beginning to understand how these different fiber types interact with our gastrointestinal tract and affect our health. Now, let me just say this about the microbiome. In some circles, they are starting to look at the microbiome as an organ. I'm just saying. All right. Take cellulose, a type of fiber in fruits and vegetables. It's soluble and is not fermentable. The thing I do. Hemicellulose, found in bran, can't be dissolved in water and is not gel forming, viscose, but it is fermentable. Psyllium and Metamucil is water soluble, gel forming, and less fermentable than other fibers. There is also another class known as functional fiber. Functional fiber, industrial process but natural fibers such as inulin and fructan, and synthetic fibers such as polycarbonate, all of which can be added to foods and supplements. Understanding this variety is relevant to our health because different fibers have different health effects on our gastrointestinal tract, said William Che, a professor of gastroenterology and nutrition at the University of Michigan. Gel-forming fibers like psyllium, for example, hold on to water, so if your stew is hard, they can help soften it. Che said, if your stew is too loose, the water-absorbing capacity can add form. Alright, look like my computer crashing. But the article is available up on Jamie Journey. Family, I want to thank you, those that stopped in. Let me check the chat and make sure I ain't missed nothing. Going back to the chat. Okay. Sister in the Fire will be vending. Yeah, they bringing that food. Y'all need to come on out. So, all right, family, I want to thank each and every last one of y'all. I'm about to get ready. Cleaver got to go do his presentation, so I got to get him up and get out of here. So, family, I want to thank y'all for joining me this early morning. We got our toast on. I wish you Peace, power, joy, and 100 years. I'm out.